What's going on? Average Tech Guy here, and today we're back. More tech, more reviews, and of course, right here in front of us, we have iPadOS, not 20, but we skipped to 26. This was just released. We got the beta. Now, keep in mind, beta means bugs at times, so everything may not work exactly as planned. We've been playing around with this for a day or so, and I want to tell you guys about some of the features. So this is probably going to be a multi-part video because we're just going to break some of the features down, put them in a video, and people will be able to digest this a lot easier. Now, I do preface this by saying I am no Apple fanboy. I love tech. I have Androids and Apples and Windows and everything else, but I love tech. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. Apple fanboys, come for me later. This is not the best thing on the market. This is just a nice upgrade and a nice refresh to something that we already have. So let's jump right into it. All right, so today, right in front of us, we do have our iPad. This is the 13 Pro. Now, this is the newest model of iPad running iPadOS 26. So just keep all that in mind. Looking at the screen, I already have it set up in that translucent glass look. So we're introducing liquid glass. This is what Apple is calling all of this setup. And I have to say, it really looks nice and clean. Now, from the looks of this, very smooth, no issues. Been playing with it, and this is the glass look. Now, if you notice around the bottom, you do get the like translucent bar all around there. So first thing I'm going to actually show you guys is that customization. So we know that iPadOS 19 had full customization of the apps and widgets. So we'll just hold down on the screen and we will customize. Now, once you customize, you can actually go into default, dark, clear, and tinted. You can also do auto on your light and dark modes, or you can keep it in light mode or dark mode. Now, you notice when I change to dark mode from light mode, that is what happens, and so on and so forth. We'll keep it in auto though. Then the next thing we're going to talk about is the default. So one thing that Apple did was they actually refreshed a lot of the widgets that we have. So if I scroll through here, or actually I can't scroll right now, but if you take a look, and you kind of have to look really hard, a lot of these widgets or a lot of these apps have been like tweaked just a little bit. Some of them look a little more blurry, a little bit more less pigment to them. Some of them stand out a little bit more than others. Some of them are a bit brighter and more glassy looking. So that's where the liquid glass comes in at. But this is the regular setup, and this is our clear. That is our dark setup. And this is our tinted, of course, where you can go in and basically change this to any color. And remember, we said beta, so there will be some bugs in this system. Now, keeping all that in mind, we're going to go back to the clear ones, just like so. And this basically is what our liquid glass is going to afford us. So that's what we're going to get with liquid glass: a new overlay, a new look, a new feel of how the apps and things are going to work for you. That's pretty much it. Not a huge upgrade. Now, the next thing, the new lock screen, because this is one thing that I really appreciated when they brought this out. So I will just open up my screen, and you see we have these nice, vibrant, huge numbers on the screen. So holding down, and we got to unlock it first. So let me just unlock, holding down. And holding down will allow you to edit your home screen. So what we're going to do is we're going to add one, and we'll just go into customize. Now, I'm sticking with the iPad wallpaper, and that is what it's going to look like. Now over here, of course, you can add your widgets and things like that. But what I want to really focus in on is going to be the ability to stretch these numbers out. Now, this, as of right now, only works with this one font. You can turn on your depth effect. If you have anything in front of it, like on my iPhone, you can actually send that behind some of this stuff. And it probably will even work if I change into a portrait mode. So no, it's not long enough, but it would probably come back behind that. So just keep in mind the depth effect is going to be useful for any kind of portrait shots that you may have. So let's flip that back around. So once again, remember, as I went into edit these numbers, once again, you can make them big, you can make them small, or if you tap on these, you do not get the option to bring them down. So as of right now, none of these other fonts for your numbers will allow you to stretch them out. Only the default one will allow you to stretch. None of the other ones will allow you to do that as of right now. So that is one thing that I'm hoping they will fix, because a lot of these other fonts look really good as well. Now, you can go back to solid and you can still have your numbers stretched out, or stick with the liquid glass. And I kind of like the look of the liquid glass. And as you can see on my iPhone down here, I like it even better on the iPhone. And remember, like I said, you can bring that 9 down back behind all that other stuff on the iPhone. But this is not an iPhone video. This is strictly iPad, and that's what we're going to be sticking with. So once again, these colors can be edited, and they all keep that glass tone, just like so. Daytime and nighttime, or light and dark, can be edited as well. So we've been able to do these things. This is really nothing new, just the ability to be able to stretch those fonts now on some of those numbers. Really just on one set, you can stretch your font. So I'm going to cancel this, since I already have a nice wallpaper already set up and ready for me to go. And last thing I do want to talk to you about is going to be, once again, updated icons. And that's going to be it for this video. So like I said, we're going to keep it simple, short, sweet, straight to the point, just because it's a lot to digest, and we'll break it up. So updated icons, we already touched on it just a little bit, but all I want to do now is come back in here, and I want to edit or customize. When I customize, I will now go back to my default. And what I really want to show you is going to be, by flipping this, you can actually see that some of our fonts have a little bit of a different hue, a little bit of a darker shade in some of them. So they ever so slightly touched up some of the fonts. They kind of manipulated the colors a little bit, made some of them darker, some of them brighter, some of them lighter, and they all have this little glassy undertone to them while you're looking at them on the screen. But for the most part, liquid glass, the new lock screen, and the updated fonts are what we talked about in this first video. There is more to come, so please stay tuned. The next video will probably be talking about those windows that everybody is so in love with, but it's Windows. We've been doing Windows on other devices for years, so Apple has finally caught up. Actually, the tiling, I kind of like the new tiling, the way you can kind of flick to the side. I like that a lot. And then we'll also be talking about some of the new controls, some of the new controls that are available in the systems in some of the applications. So tons of stuff coming. I already got like 4 or 5 videos planned out for you guys, so stay tuned for that. If you want to know about this case, this is probably my newest favorite, or my favorite new case from Zugu, of course. This is their sand. I do have a full review coming on it, but favorite case, and this is your first time seeing it on my channel right here. So sand from Zugu, big shout out. Love these cases. Always got one on my iPad. So hopefully this has been able to help someone out, and I'll be sure and drop a link below to nothing really, because we're talking about iPadOS 26. Until next time, the Average Tech Guy out. Peace.